Hello.
So I guess we could just introduce ourselves and like kind of why I'm Stephanie and I'm a sophomore in high school, and I was interested in this project because I bike a lot around the city. So this was like a good project for me to choose to do over the summer.
Okay.
Hello. My name is Raven. I'm a junior in high school, and the reason why I chose this project was because I wanted to get some experience in like engineering and designing. So I decided to choose this project and see where it would take me.
Okay. I'm David Hardman. I live on McKinley Court. So my main area is looking at Bancroft. So Bancroft Street or Avenue, whatever it is. And talking about my experience with that.
Thank you for having the time today. So we're just going to start with our presentation of the project, and then afterward, you can give your feedback.
Okay. It's there somewhere, huh?
Sorry about the delay. It was because I was trying to find the file. Okay, so
That's okay.
we're with the City of San Leandro Engineering and Transportation Department, and they're looking into like this project called the Crosstown Corridors. I'm sure you kind of know a little bit about it because yesterday. And then the second thing we're going to be talking about is the repavement of Bancroft and what that means for you and other residents who are going to use the area. Okay. So the problem is that Bancroft and Williams, which are here in the picture, are not very bike friendly. So there are not that many people using the bike lanes, and the bike lanes are very thin. They're also unsafe in that sometimes they're shared with the drive lanes. So there's not a separate area for bikers. And the bike lanes aren't continuous around the city, as well as specifically in these two corridors as well. So
Okay.
we are trying to change the streets so that bike lanes can become wider, more continuous, and safer. And then we hope to create a more bike-friendly city with these kinds of designs. Right now, the phase of the project we're in is the outreach. So that's why we're trying to contact as many people who have a stake into this area and this project. Okay. So the other case we're talking about is the Civil to 136 repavement. And this repavement provides like a unique opportunity to pilot different street changes and new designs because they're going to be painting over the area again after they repave. And then, so the city plans to repave this area around September, November, September, October, but there could be weather delays that cause it to go further into the winter. So they asked us, the interns, to kind of propose a couple ideas of how we would redesign this area. And so we would love, and then we're also from PilotCity, which is kind of like another organization that allows students to become interns at employers. And for that, we have to film pilot videos to pilot kind of our project ideas with stakeholders and users. So that's why we're filming today. This area includes many residential homes and then bus stops, as well as San Leandro High School. So this redesign can also promote less frequently used modes of transportation, like biking to get to school, and making these routes safer and encouraging those modes of transportation. Okay, so you probably are a little bit familiar with this area already. So just the areas are, this is kind of like this picture here is like the aerial view, like a very large and zoomed out aerial view of our redesign. So it might be hard to see, but you can kind of see the green here, which is what we propose to be bike lanes. And then we could also see where the bike lanes stop and changes to that, which we'll discuss further here. So the basic design of the basic concept of the design is going to be keeping most of it the same as like the order by which we have the parking lane by the sidewalk, by the curb, and then we have the bike lane next to the next to the parking
Yes.
lane. And then we have a buffer. And in this cross section, we can see the buffer is about 4 feet. But adding that buffer presents an issue because the street isn't wide enough. I believe it's only 56 feet. So we
Right.
have to take out the center turn lane in the middle. And that could be an issue for some people because they don't want to see Bancroft becoming a one lane on each side. So
That is actually a major issue for me.
okay, you can talk a little bit about it if you would like, or you could save that for later after we're done with the presentation.
I actually live on McKinley. So if you go back actually 2 screens now.
Okay.
So if you look at where the high school is,
Here.
and yep, that's McKinley that you're pointing at right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, getting out of McKinley while the people are getting out of the schools, there are a lot of parents who will drive along here and block up this road. And the only way for us to get out is to actually go out and into that middle lane so that we've got some safety, because there's traffic going along to get to the school, and there are people coming along leaving the school. Do you understand that?
Yeah, so you're trying
And
to
then
say that.
then there's that middle lane that we can pull into and allow that traffic to get past, and then we can pull out of that and into the flow of traffic. Without that middle lane, though, it's incredibly hard for us to get in and out of our street. Especially when the schools are emptying.
Okay, so you're trying to say that this middle lane is really important for people in like the side streets because that's a
Yes.
way to safely leave the side street during school hours. Okay,
Yes.
that was
Without blocking traffic.
okay. Thank you for the great feedback. We were kind of thinking about it, and it's nice to hear like, oh, what actual residents who use the streets every day think about it because we don't really live exactly right in this area. So it's kind of hard for us to know like, this is what you have to face every day when school is in. And then the second part of the design where it kind of differs from the first part of the design is that the area in front of the school, so after Blossom Avenue, there's kind of like a smaller avenue from the school, like that's called Thomas. From there, we're going to be like merging the 2 bike lanes on the side and leaving parking only on one side on the left side of the street, while the 2 bike lanes and the protected kind of buffer with a post, a physical barrier, will be on the side of the school. And
okay, when you say the left-hand side of the street, are you talking the left-hand side of the street going north or south?
we're talking about the side with the side with like all the side streets, so like the side McKinley Court is on, or Blossom Avenue, or that side of the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
That will be the bike lane.
The bike lane will be in front of the high school, so like not where the side street is.
Okay, all right.
And then we'll have a protected buffer here, and then the roadside parking, like we said, will be on the other side. Here's kind of like an aerial view of how that would look. Okay, and then then we're gonna have this is like a closer look at the intersection. So at the civil intersection before this segment, which is that segment is not going to be repaved. So after the repavement, we're gonna add green paint hopefully, and then the buffer, and then the removal of the center turn lane for now. But we'll definitely hear about kind of like your feedback. We'll definitely take that into account. And then here is going to be like the Thomas and Bancroft Avenue. Like we said, the 2 lanes merge, and a possible way for that to merge would be kind of like making cars stop here, which could definitely, and then having bikers just bike along these paths. And then the last intersection where this entire corridor ends, where the repavement is going to happen, is 136. And then at this segment, it will be a two-way bike lane on this side. So for them to return back to the unpaved section, we would have to have kind of them biking along these paths to return back to the regular bike lanes. Okay, Waylon, would you like to talk a little bit about bus stop design? I don't know if Dave ever uses the bus stops.